Imagine a world where your words could shape your reality. A world where simply changing how you talk could open doors to incredible wealth and success. Sounds too good to be true, right? Well, get ready to have your mind blown. The power of words isn't just some fancy idea, it's a real thing that can totally change your life. And yes, it can even help you become a millionaire. Think about it for a second. How many times have you caught yourself saying things like, "I'll never be rich," or "money is so hard to come by"? We all do it, but here's the kicker. Those words might be the very thing keeping you from the wealth you dream of. It's like you're casting a spell on yourself, but instead of turning lead into gold, you're turning opportunity into missed chances. But don't worry, because today we're going to flip the script. We're going to dive into the amazing world of manifestation and show you how the words you use can be your secret weapon in building wealth. This isn't about some get-rich-quick scheme or magic formula. It's about understanding the deep connection between your thoughts, your words, and the reality you create around you. Now let's talk about what's really at stake here. If you keep using negative words and phrases about money, you're not just having a bad day, you're actually programming your future. It's like you're telling the universe, "Hey, I don't want any of that wealth stuff, thanks." And guess what? The universe listens. But here's the exciting part. If you learn to use the right words, you could open up a whole new world of possibilities. We're talking about doors flying open, opportunities falling into your lap, and yes, even millions of dollars coming your way. It's not about becoming a smooth talker or tricking anyone. It's about aligning your words with your deepest desires and letting the universe know you're ready for abundance. Think about the most successful people you know. Have you ever noticed how they talk about money and success? They don't whine about how hard everything is. They speak with confidence about their goals and achievements. That's not a coincidence. It's a crucial part of their success strategy. So what's the real cost of sticking with your current way of talking about money? It could be the difference between struggling paycheck to paycheck and building real, lasting wealth. It could mean the difference between always feeling stressed about bills and feeling secure and abundant. In short, your words could be the thing standing between you and the life of your dreams. Let's dive deeper into how this whole thing works. Imagine the world around you is like a giant mirror. Everything you see, your job, your bank account, your relationships, it's all a reflection of what's going on inside you. And a big part of what's inside you is the words you use every day. When you say things like, "I'm always broke," or "rich people are just lucky," you're sending a clear message to that mirror. And guess what? The mirror doesn't judge or argue. It just reflects back exactly what you're putting out there. So if you're constantly talking about being broke, the mirror of reality says, "You got it, boss," and shows you more situations where you feel broke. But here's where it gets really interesting. This mirror doesn't just reflect the obvious stuff you say out loud. It picks up on the subtle things too. Your thoughts, your beliefs, even the quiet little comments you make under your breath. Every time you sigh and say, "I can't afford that," or think money is so hard to come by, the mirror is taking notes. Now you might be thinking, "But I'm just being realistic. I really don't have much money right now." And that's a fair point. But here's the thing. The mirror doesn't care about what's realistic or what your bank account looks like right now. It only cares about the messages you're sending it. This is where the real power comes in. If you start changing those messages, even if your current situation hasn't changed yet, the mirror starts to shift. When you begin to say things like, "I'm a money magnet," or "wealth flows to me easily," the mirror perks up. It thinks, "Oh, new instructions. Let's start reflecting that instead." Of course, this doesn't mean you'll wake up a millionaire tomorrow just because you said some positive words. But what it does mean is that you'll start noticing things differently. Maybe you'll spot an opportunity you would have missed before, or perhaps you'll feel more confident asking for a raise. The mirror starts showing you a world where wealth is possible for you. This mirror effect isn't just about money either. It works for everything in your life. If you constantly say, "I'm so unlucky in love," guess what kind of romantic situations the mirror will show you. But start saying, "I attract wonderful relationships," and watch how your love life begins to shift. The key here is consistency. You can't just say one positive thing and then go back to your old patterns. You need to consistently feed the mirror new positive messages about wealth and abundance. It's like learning a new language. At first, it feels awkward and unnatural, but the more you practice, the more fluent you become. And here's a little secret: you don't have to believe it 100% at first. Just saying the words, even if you're skeptical, starts to create tiny shifts. It's like planting seeds. You might not see the plant right away, but something is happening beneath the surface. So take a moment to think about what you've been saying to your mirror. What kind of reality have you been asking it to reflect? If you don't like what you see, remember, you have the power to change the message. And when you change the message, you change your world. Rewiring your inner dialogue. Now that we understand how our words shape our reality, it's time to roll up our sleeves and get to work. The first step in this journey is to change the conversation you're having with yourself. Yes, I'm talking about that little voice in your head that never seems to shut up. For many of us, that inner voice can be pretty nasty when it comes to money. It might say things like, "You're not smart enough to be wealthy," or "You'll always struggle with money." These thoughts might feel true, especially if you've been struggling financially. But here's the thing. They're not facts, they're just habits, and habits can be changed. So, how do we start changing this inner talk? It begins with awareness. Start paying attention to what you're saying to yourself about money. When you catch yourself thinking or saying something negative, stop and take a breath. Then, try to replace that thought with a more positive one. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, "I'll never be rich," pause and say to yourself, "I'm learning to create wealth every day." If you find yourself saying, "I can't afford that," try saying, "How can I afford that?" Instead, see how this small change shifts your perspective from helplessness to possibility. At first, this might feel fake or silly. That's totally normal. Remember, you're essentially learning a new language, the language of abundance. Just like learning any new language, it feels awkward at first, but the more you practice, the more natural it becomes. One powerful technique is to create a set of positive money affirmations. These are short, positive statements about your relationship with money. Things like, "I am worthy of abundance," or "Money flows to me easily and frequently." Write these down and say them out loud to yourself every morning and evening. Even if you don't believe them at first, saying them regularly will start to rewire your brain. The key here is persistence. Your old thought patterns have been with you for years, maybe even decades. They won't change overnight, but if you keep at it, day after day, you'll start to notice a shift. Your new, positive thoughts will begin to feel more natural, and your old negative patterns will start to fade away. Now let's talk about something that trips up a lot of people on this journey: the delay between changing your words and seeing results in your life. This is where many folks give up, thinking, "I've been saying positive things for a week. Why am I not a millionaire yet?" Here's the deal. Manifestation isn't instant. It's more like planting a garden than flipping a light switch. When you plant a seed, you don't see the plant pop up immediately. For a while, it might look like nothing's happening at all. But beneath the surface, that seed is growing, putting down roots and preparing to sprout. Your new, positive words and thoughts are like those seeds. When you start changing your inner dialogue, you're planting seeds of wealth and abundance. But just like in a garden, it takes time for those seeds to grow and bear fruit. During this waiting period, it's crucial to keep faith. Keep using your positive affirmations. Keep shifting your thoughts to abundance. Even if you don't see immediate results, trust that things are changing beneath the surface. This is where a lot of people fall off the wagon. They might try positive thinking for a few days or weeks, not see any change, and give up. See, they'll say, this stuff doesn't work. But that's like planting a seed, digging it up a week later to check on it, and declaring that gardening is a scam because you don't see a full-grown plant. Remember, the universe has its own timeline. Your job is to keep planting those seeds of positivity and abundance, to keep nurturing them with your words and thoughts. The results will come, but they'll come in their own time. During this waiting period, it's helpful to look for small signs of change. Maybe you find $1 on the street. Perhaps a friend offers to treat you to lunch. These might seem insignificant, but they're signs that your energy is shifting. Celebrate these small wins. They're proof that your new way of thinking is starting to bear fruit. Also, use this time to take inspired action. While you're waiting for your big manifestations to show up, look for ways to align your actions with your new, abundant mindset. Maybe that means starting a side hustle, learning about investing, or simply being more mindful of your spending. These actions send a powerful message to the universe that you're serious about your new, abundant life. Here's a mind-bending concept that can revolutionize your manifestation game. Your brain, and by extension, the universe, doesn't really understand negatives. What do I mean by that? Well, when you say, I don't want to be poor, your brain focuses on the concept of poor rather than on wealth. This is why so many of our efforts to change our lives backfire. We focus on getting rid of what we don't want, rather than on creating what we do want. It's like telling someone, don't think of a pink elephant. What's the first thing that pops into their mind? A pink elephant, of course. So how do we use this knowledge to our advantage? Simple. We need to shift our focus from what we don't want to what we do want. Instead of saying, I don't want to be in debt, say, I want financial freedom. Rather than focusing on avoiding poverty, focus on creating wealth. This shift might seem subtle, but it's incredibly powerful. When you focus on what you want, you start to notice opportunities that align with that desire. Your brain becomes primed to spot chances for wealth creation that you might have missed before. Let's put this into practice. Take a moment to think about your financial goals. Now, instead of framing them as things you want to avoid or get rid of, frame them as positive outcomes you want to create. For example, instead of, I want to get out of debt, try, I want to achieve financial freedom, instead of, I don't want to struggle with money anymore. Try, I want to experience financial abundance and ease, instead of, I don't want to be stuck in this low-paying job. Try, I want a fulfilling career that rewards me generously. See the difference? When you focus on what you want, you start to feel excited and motivated. You're moving towards something positive, rather than just trying to escape something negative. This principle applies to your everyday thoughts and conversations too. When you catch yourself complaining about money problems, pause and ask yourself, what do I want instead? Then, rephrase your thought or statement to focus on that desired outcome. Remember, what you focus on expands. If you're constantly thinking about your money problems, you're giving energy to those problems. But when you shift your focus to the abundance you want to create, you start aligning yourself with that abundance. You'll find yourself more open to opportunities, more willing to take positive risks, and more confident in your ability to create wealth. This doesn't mean you should ignore your current financial realities or challenges. It's important to be practical and deal with whatever situation you're in. But even as you handle your current challenges, keep your focus on where you want to go, not just on what you want to leave behind. By consistently focusing on what you want, you're sending a clear message to both your subconscious mind and the universe about the kind of life you're creating. And when your thoughts, words, and focus are all aligned with your desires, that's when real magic starts to happen in your financial life. Now that we've covered the basics of changing your inner dialogue and focusing on what you want, it's time to take things to the next level. We're going to talk about creating your millionaire identity. This isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about becoming the version of yourself that attracts and creates wealth. Think about it this way. Millionaires don't just have more money than the average person. They think differently, act differently, and most importantly for our purposes, they talk differently about money and success. By adopting the language patterns of a millionaire, you start to shift your own identity to align with wealth and abundance. So how does a millionaire talk? They use phrases like, "I make smart financial decisions." "I always find great investment opportunities." "Money works for me, not the other way around." "I'm excited to grow my wealth." "I deserve abundance in my life." Notice how these statements are confident, positive, and assume success. There's no hesitation or doubt. This is the kind of language you want to start incorporating into your daily life. Now, at first, this might feel like you're playing pretend. That's okay. Remember, you're creating a new identity for yourself. It's like trying on a new outfit. At first, it might feel a bit uncomfortable or like it doesn't quite fit, but the more you wear it, the more natural it becomes. Start by choosing a few millionaire phrases that resonate with you. Write them down and practice saying them out loud. Say them in front of a mirror if you can. Watch how your posture changes, how your voice becomes more confident. This is your millionaire self starting to emerge. As you go about your day, look for opportunities to use your new millionaire language. When you're making a purchase, instead of saying, "I hope I can afford this," try saying, "I choose to invest in this." When an unexpected expense comes up, rather than complaining about bad luck, say, "I always find ways to handle financial challenges easily." Remember, this isn't about denying your current reality. If you're facing genuine financial difficulties, it's important to address them practically. But even as you deal with current challenges, you can use your millionaire language to maintain a positive, abundance-focused mindset. Over time, as you consistently use this new language, you'll find that your thoughts and actions start to align with your words. You might find yourself more inclined to look for investment opportunities or more confident in negotiating your salary. Your millionaire identity is becoming more than just words. It's becoming who you are. Now that we've covered a lot of theory, it's time to put all this knowledge into practice. We're going to do a powerful exercise that will help you start shifting your relationship with money right away. This exercise is all about planting seeds of wealth in your mind. Get a piece of paper and a pen. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed for about 15 minutes. At the top of the paper, write "My Wealth Affirmations" in big, bold letters. This is your personal wealth blueprint, so make it look important. Now you're going to write down 5 positive statements about money. These should be in the present tense, as if they're already true. Here are some examples to get you started. "I am a money magnet," Wealth flows to me easily and abundantly. I make smart financial decisions that increase my wealth every day. I always have more than enough money to live the life I desire. I am worthy of great wealth and I accept it now. My income is constantly increasing. Feel free to use these examples or come up with your own. The key is that they should feel good when you say them. If a statement doesn't feel right, tweak it until it does. Once you have your 5 statements, read them out loud. As you say each one, try to really feel the truth of it. Imagine how you would feel if this statement was absolutely true in your life right now. Now, here's the most important part. Commit to reading these affirmations out loud twice a day, once in the morning when you wake up and once at night before you go to bed. Do this for at least 21 days straight. Why 21 days? It's often said that it takes 21 days to form a new habit. By consistently repeating these positive money statements for 21 days, you're creating new neural pathways in your brain. You're literally rewiring your mind for wealth. As you do this exercise, pay attention to how you feel. At first, it might feel a bit silly or fake. That's normal. You're introducing new thoughts that might be very different from your usual patterns. But as you continue, you'll likely start to notice a shift. The statements will begin to feel more natural, more true. You might also start to notice small changes in your life. Perhaps you'll find some unexpected money or a new opportunity will present itself. These are signs that your new wealth mindset is starting to manifest in your reality. Remember, this exercise is planting seeds. Just like real seeds, they need time and nurturing to grow. So be patient with yourself and consistent with your practice. Even if you don't see immediate results, trust that changes are happening beneath the surface. As we wrap up this exploration of the power of words in manifesting wealth, let's take a moment to recap the key points we've covered. Your words shape your reality. The language you use about money and success directly impacts your financial life. Changing your inner dialogue is crucial. By shifting from negative self-talk to positive affirmations, you can rewire your brain for success. Manifestation takes time. Be patient and persistent, knowing that changes are happening even if you can't see them immediately. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Your brain and the universe respond to positive statements more effectively than negative ones. Create a millionaire identity through the language you use. Speak as if you're already wealthy and successful. Consistent practice is key. Use wealth affirmations daily to plant and nurture seeds of abundance in your mind. Remember, this journey to wealth through the power of words isn't about magical thinking or ignoring real-world actions. It's about aligning your thoughts, words, and beliefs with the wealth you desire to create. As you change your words, you'll find your actions naturally aligning with your new abundant mindset. Your words are powerful tools for transformation. They can open doors, create opportunities, and yes, even help you manifest millions. But like any tool, their effectiveness depends on how consistently and intentionally you use them. So, I encourage you to take what you've learned here and put it into practice. Start today by becoming more aware of how you talk about money. Challenge yourself to speak more positively about wealth and abundance. Use the affirmation exercise we discussed to plant those seeds of wealth in your mind. And most importantly, be patient and kind with yourself as you embark on this journey. Changing long-held beliefs and speech patterns takes time. There might be setbacks along the way, moments where you slip back into old patterns. That's okay. Just gently correct course and keep moving forward. Remember, every wealthy person started somewhere. They weren't born knowing how to manifest millions. They learned, they practiced, and they persisted. And now you have the tools to do the same. Your words have the power to change your life. Use them wisely, use them consistently, and watch as they begin to shape a new, more abundant reality for you. Your journey to wealth begins now, one powerful word at a time.